Hi, this is Jolie from Allen Parish Libraries, and I'm here to tell you a few did you know facts. So here's one. One of the largest pyramids in the world is a Bass Pro shop in Memphis, Tennessee. So, if you're not able to travel all the way to Egypt to see the Great Pyramids of Giza, then you might want to plan a trip to Memphis, Tennessee to see the local Bass Pro Shop Megastore. At 321 feet tall with 535,000 square foot interior, it's one of the largest pyramids in the world, and it features a hotel, an indoor swamp, aquarium, bowling alley, and the world's tallest freestanding elevator, which you can take to the observation deck at the top. And it looks like that.
Okay, so did you know grapes light on fire in a microwave? Back in 2011, a physicist at the University of Sydney went viral after he placed a grape in the microwave and filmed the fiery aftermath. Oddly enough, scientists couldn't explain the phenomenon until quite recently. A March 2019 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences reported that the fruity fireball occurs as a result of loose electrons and ions that cluster to form plasma when grapes get hot.
A single watermelon once sold for $6,125. In 2008, a man in Japan bought a nearly black Densic watermelon for $6,125. The specialty fruit is only grown on the island of Hokkaido, and according to a Japanese agricultural expert in the Los Angeles Times, is crisp and hard and a different level of sweetness than the watermelons we're used to eating.
Nice.
So another good fact, the world's oldest toy. I'm just give you a second to think about that, of what you would think the world's oldest toy is. When I first read it, I was like a baby doll. I don't know, a mud pie. I mean, that's not a toy. It was something that we ate and enjoyed at that time. But the world's oldest toy is a stick. Think of how versatile a stick is. You can use it to play fetch with your dog, swing it as a bat, or use your imagination and turn it into a lightsaber. Its adaptivity, along with how old sticks are, is among one of the reasons why the National Toy Hall of Fame inducted the stick into its collection as possibly the oldest toy ever. How about that?
It takes 6 minutes for alcohol to affect your brain. Just one drink can quickly go to your head, whether you feel it or not. Researchers at Heidelberg University Hospital found that just 6 minutes after consuming alcohol, changes are already taking place in the brain. Even if you don't feel tipsy right away, you're definitely not totally sober. So don't drink and drive, guys.
So, everybody that knows me know I love a good laugh. And here's one. A woman called the police when her ice cream did not have enough sprinkles. I said woman. Yeah, she was grown. The West Midlands Police in England released a recording of a woman who called 999, which is the UK's version of 911, because there were bits on one side, but not on the other. She says in the recording, even more upset when the ice cream truck man didn't want to give her money back. She was really serious about that ice cream.
Back in 1939, American author Ernest Vincent Wright published Gadsby, a 50,000-word novel that doesn't use the letter E once. What's more, it's not the only novel that ditched the letter. Author Georges Perec also wrote the French language book La Disparition without the letter E in 1969. That's even more astonishing when you consider that E is the most commonly used letter in the English and French language.
The British Empire was the largest empire in the world. According to the World Atlas, an empire is a group of nations or people that are under the rule of a powerful government or an emperor of a territory, usually larger than a kingdom. The British Empire was the most powerful in the 1920s when it ruled 23% of the world's population. That equals to about 13 million square miles. A lot of land.
So another incredible did you know fact, Einstein's brain was stolen when he died. When the Nobel Prize winning physicist Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, he left specific instructions when it came to the disposal of his body, according to one of National Geographic's investigations. Einstein didn't want his corpse to be worshipped or his brain to be studied. So he instructed those who were responsible for his remains to cremate them and scatter the ashes secretly in order to discourage idolaters. However, Thomas Harvey, the pathologist on call when Einstein died at New Jersey's Princeton Hospital, didn't quite follow the instructions. Instead, he stole Einstein's brain. From there, things got even weirder. When Einstein's family found out, his son apparently didn't object to the theft, and Harvey was able to keep the brain in 2 jars in his basement before moving it to a cedar box stashed under a beer cooler.
Ew.
Wow.
The MGM lion roar is trademarked, like everything else. As the start of any movie made by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studio, there's an iconic lion that roars at the audience. When MGM had gotten through several iterations of lion mascots, the sound of the roar was always the same. The company trademarked the sound mark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office in the 1980s. Think you know all about the facts about movies?
Did you know that Q is the only letter that does not appear in any U.S. state name? What state do you live in? Doesn't have a Q in it, does it? We can guarantee that it doesn't, because the only letter that doesn't appear in a U.S. state name, from Alabama to Wyoming and everything in between, is the letter Q. Shark attacks threaten the internet. If shark attacks give you the chills, you're not alone. And the people over at Google can sympathize thanks to the fact that they deal with shark attacks that threaten the internet. And this isn't a no problem. Back in 1987, the New York Times reported that there was an issue with phone lines at the time due to the fact that sharks have shown an inexplicable taste for the new fiber optic cables that are being strung along the ocean's floor, linking the United States, Europe, and Japan.
Hi guys. Lady Liberty wears a size 879 shoe size. It's no secret that the Statue of Liberty is a mighty monument. The copper section alone is 151 feet and 1 inch tall. If Lady Liberty needed a new pair of sandals, it would take 879 shoes to cover her massive foot. How about that?
Did you know the longest place name in the world is 85 letters long? Unfortunately, this is one of the facts that you probably can't repeat to your friends. And that's because it's nearly impossible to pronounce. Tua, Matawa, Katang, Ijahang, Akukwal, Ayo, Ata, Mata, Teet, Turi, Puka, Kaka, Apik, Mayanga, Horan, Hu, Ku, Pu, Kai, Winna, Kit, Ana, Anata, Ha, is in New Zealand and is 85 letters long. And when it comes to other super long place names, it is followed by La Fair, Pawinga Winga Lagor. Shawing Ren Dera Willat
Silo go go goch. Twee buff. Meeting. Go more. Doji's king fought in South Africa. And
Some long, incoherent words.
Could to angere, cosare, burn, colorado in Spain. Thank you.
Okay, so do you remember the other day when I said about Albert Einstein's brain being illegally taken? Well, his eyeballs are in New York. They were given to Henry Abrams and preserved in a safety deposit box. Abrams was Einstein's eye doctor. Well, he received the eyeballs from who else? Thomas Harvey. Also the man that performed the autopsy on Einstein and illegally stole his brain. Illegally stole it and kept it for himself. You know that 3 U.S. presidents have won Grammys? Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter won 3 Grammy Awards at the Best Spoken Word Album category for I Endangered Values, America's Moral Crisis in 2007, A Full Life, Reflections at 90 in 2016, and finally Faith, A Journey for All in 2019. In 2004, Bill Clinton won Best Spoken Word Album for My Life, just a year after he earned the Best Spoken Word Album for Children, thanks to Prokofiev, Peter and the Wolf Beatus, Wolf Tracks. Barack Obama has won 2 Grammys, including the Best Spoken Word Album in 2006 for The Dreams of My Father audiobook, and another in 2008 when he took home the Best Spoken Word Album Grammy for the audiobook version of The Audacity of Hope.
For all you Disney fans, most Disney characters wear gloves to keep animation simple. Walt Disney might have been the first to put gloves on his characters, as seen in 1929's The Opry House starring Mickey Mouse. In addition to being easier to animate, there is another reason Disney opted for gloves. We don't want him to have mouse hands because he's supposed to be more human. Disney told this to his biographer in 1957.
Crowds at one Louisiana State University football game once cheered so loud that it registered as an earthquake on a local seismograph. The game, which took place between LSU and Auburn, took place in front of a crowd of 79,431 fans at the LSU Tiger Stadium. The crowd's reaction to the game's final pass registered as an earthquake by a seismograph located around 1,000 feet from the stadium. A seismologist noticed the reading the next day, and the game went down in LSU history as the earthquake game.
Wow.
Did you know Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ron Wayne started Apple Inc. on April Fool's Day? Today's not April Fool's. It's not a joke. We're in June. The 3 technology innovators signed the documents to form the Apple Computer Company on April 1st, 1976. However, the company was not fully incorporated until January 3rd, 1977. 30 years later, the company was renamed as Apple Inc. And as I said, it's not a joke. In 2018, Apple Inc. has become the country's first $1 trillion company.
Jeez.
Go Apple. 170-year-old bottles of champagne were found at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The bottles of bubbly are estimated to have been traveling from Germany to Russia during the 1800s when they sank to the bottom of the sea. It turns out that the bottom of the sea, where temperatures are between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius, is a great place for wine aging. Oenologists, which is people who study wine and winemaking, sampled the champagne and described it as sometimes cheesy with animal notes, and it had elements of wet hair. I'll pass on that.
Yeah.